Now we want to take you to some breaking news. You see here, News Chopper 2 is following a police chase. This is happening in downtown Atlanta right now. Jason Durden is live over the scene in News Chopper 2. Jason?
Yeah, you can see right now this silver car being chased by the Georgia State Patrol. They have tried a couple of times to pit maneuver this guy, and it's just not working so far. This chase started down on the south side of town in Fayette County, wound its way up I-85, and before we know it, it's back here, and we're having some trouble here with the camera in News Chopper 2. Found its way here over to northwest Atlanta, the southwest Atlanta streets as we try to come back and find it here. They have been chasing this guy for about half an hour now. As you can see the car, there he is running up on the sidewalk here. He has just taken total disregard for any property or life over here on the west side of town as he's been pulling through driveways. He's been running through yards. The side of the car is all beat up where you can see where it looks like the officers have tried to get this guy wrecked out, but they have yet to be able to do that. We don't know exactly yet why they're chasing this vehicle right now. We're still working with police trying to get that out. You can see they get so close to him at times and just have not gotten this car stopped just yet.
Jason, I know you mentioned you're on the west side of town. We also said downtown Atlanta. Can you give us any street names where this is happening right now?
This has been all in the area over around, it came up by Mosley Park, over around the MLK area. They've been on Hollowell Parkway. They've been on Chapel Road, and they're just running through the neighborhoods over here in the northwest.
Let's look here at the spin out move, and there it is.
Yeah, there we go. They just pitted him out now. We're going to see what happens here. More than likely, somebody's about to get out of that car and run. We'll see how the police handle this. They've got their, okay, nobody's getting out right now. Hands are up from the back seat of the vehicle. That's in the back seat. Here's passengers getting out of the front seat. There's two. Can't tell exactly how many people were in this vehicle right now, but so far just those two have come out, and it looks like that might be it. Just the two people are in custody right now.
Jason, so two people just came out of that car, not three. It almost looked like three fell out of those two doors there.
Yeah, I just saw the two of them come out. We see the officers have got their hands on those two right now. One of them being handcuffed that came out of the front seat. Looks like that person might have been the driver and maybe came out of the passenger side. We'll have to wait and see what police say about how many people were actually in this vehicle, but it looks like just the two right now that they do have in custody. You see there's dragging
yeah, there
across
are
the
three.
There.
Jason, there are three now. We see one, it looks like maybe one guy was on top of another guy while police was that police officer holding down two at a time. Do you know what street this is on? Can you tell where you are?
This is right alongside of I-20. Look at this as I pull out. You can see this is a ramp that's coming off of the MLK area onto I-20 here over on the west side of town. So that ramp blocked right now. Looks like getting onto I-20 westbound.
Let's talk about something here, Jason. This was going for a while through a tight little neighborhood and small streets, and you saw that's a Georgia State, those are Georgia State Patrol officers, not Atlanta police, though this was in downtown. What other information, Jason, do you have, if any, beyond just a pursuit through the west side of downtown?
Justin, all we know right now is that this chase started, it sounded like originally down in Fayette County. It was on the side roads down in Fayette County before they made their way onto I-85. It came up I-85 all the way past Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. It came up into downtown on the connector northbound before they eventually got onto I-20 westbound and came over here to the west side of town. If they had gotten onto the connector northbound and stayed, they'd have been in some slow traffic, and this would have been over a lot sooner, but they got on 20 westbound where they were able to actually, it sounded like, get away from the police for a little while, but they kept at it. The police did over here on the west side, and were able to find this car again and then continue the chase.
And it's really something when you see a pursuit like this, Jason, as you know well, GSP is so carefully trained to do their jobs to pursue someone like this, but at the same time, mindful of other vehicles and those people who are obviously uninvolved.
That's right, Justin. That is, and we've seen this in other cases here in the metro Atlanta area where serious and fatal crashes have been caused by police chases. Luckily, it doesn't sound like there's any major crashes. We haven't gotten the word of that, if there were any crashes yet along the way along this chase, but at least it doesn't sound like there were any serious crashes. That is certainly one thing that all officers that are involved in these high-speed chases take into account, is how it's going to affect the other people, the innocent people that are around, and a lot of times they will call off the chase if it looks like it's going to be too dangerous for other drivers and other pedestrians. That wasn't the case this afternoon. They kept on this chase, and as we saw, we're able to wreck these people out here on the west side of town and get everybody into custody.
Jason, I'm guessing, especially approaching the interstate there, that trooper knew that it was almost now or never, that he had to try that pit maneuver to try to stop that vehicle before it got into that heavier traffic there. Of course, we're in the middle of rush hour, so you want to stop that vehicle from getting back onto a busy interstate at this time, and he caught him right there off that ramp and pretty much incapacitated the car as well, and got at least 3 men, it appears, 3 men pulled out of that vehicle there. First, we saw 2 Georgia State Patrol cars following, and then it appears several Atlanta police cars have now arrived as well to help get these 3 guys in custody.
So if you are just joining us here on Channel... And I'm sorry, Jason, if you're just joining us here on Channel 2 Action 6, Channel 2 Action News at 6, what you're watching right here is the aftermath of a pursuit in which the silver car on the right is a Georgia State Patrol vehicle that was in pursuit for some time past Hartsfield-Jackson International along I-85. They got up to this access road along I-20. That silver car on the left was going quickly with no regard to public safety through a residential area. The GSP vehicle was able to spin it out from the back. 2 Georgia State Patrol officers jumped out of their patrol car and were able to successfully pull the 3 people in the silver car on the left out, did their jobs, getting them cuffed, zip-tied, had their faces on the pavement, and now you're watching the cleanup.
Channel 2 Action News at 6 starts right now.